What's the time? It's 8 o'clock. It's 8 o'clock, people. All right. I was going to kick some old school bars, but I'll leave them today. I'll leave the bars today. I'll leave the bars. We're going to get on some boxing, obviously. Lots to cover. I've got to do some editing. I can't do the editing tonight. That's why I'm doing a live. I can't do the edits. I can't be bothered to do the edits. I'll have to do them either later, maybe about 2 o'clock in the morning, because I know I'm going to fall asleep. And I'll get up at 2. I'll probably fall asleep about 10 if I'm sleeping by then, if I'm offline by then. And I'll get up at 2. I'll be able to edit then. You know what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? All right. Let's go to the data, to the database. Right. Right. Toby Bartlett in the building. I tell you what though, yeah? If you guys request the bars, I'll spit the bars. I'm not just gonna spit them. If you request me to, these won't be someone else's bars, these will be my bars. If you request me to spit the bars, if I get about 5 requests, I'll spit. If I don't get 5 requests, then that's obviously a no-go. That's fair enough, isn't it? I know some people hate the bars, you know what I mean? Because beats can't rap, beats can't flow. Little do they know I'm ahead of my time. Let them know. All right. Got to do some editing later. Why do people get triggered like that by people they don't know? I can understand people get irritated. Tyson Fury irritates me sometimes. But the triggering, the way people are getting. All right, Toby's requesting the bars. That's one request from Toby to spit the bars. You need another 4 or 5. Another 4, another 4, another 4. You know what I mean? Then we will definitely get through the bars. You know what I mean? Yeah, like. You know what it is, yeah? I got people like on the channel, yeah, get really upset with things like, you know, when Tio was saying some of the comments of black people, and they were saying Beats never says anything, and they get like, why do you need me to say anything? Why have I been elected? When did I elect myself to talk for you? You can go on so many outlets on social media and say what you want to say. You can comment on Twitter, on YouTube, on Facebook about this. You could do your own blog. You could go talk to your kids or your wife about it. But you come to Beats never says anything. You said, like, my G, you don't pay me to talk. You don't tell me when to talk. You don't tell me when to react to something when you're mad about it. Just because you're mad about it, it doesn't mean everyone feels the same way you do right now, or maybe more permanently. It is what it is. You can't force people to think how you think. You cannot force people to think how you think. Grow up. My gosh, it's crazy, bro. Absolutely crazy. The last hangout, all I said, right? And here's the thing, yeah. If somebody's going to pay you 50 million for one fight, apparently, that's if the math is right. I don't think he gets 15 for one fight. I think he gets 15 and there'll be an option on doing another fight and then he'll get the 15, right? But if somebody's paying you 15 mil not to fight none of the champions, right? And then you are in my hangout and say, well, he's not a big draw because he gets 15 million. You're in your feelings. And then your only reply is, look how you're defending him. How am I defending him? You're acting like I paid him the money. I'm not defending anybody. And like, why does he trigger you that bad? Because he's getting the money. Why does it trigger you that bad? It's like, when Tyson Fury won the title, right? Good drunk Irishman in the place. What are you drunk on? What you drink? Guinness? Do you drink Guinness? Do you drink if you drink Nigerian Guinness, then I'll give you a dap. I haven't had a Nigerian Guinness for a long time, I've been off the Guinness, off the beer, off everything. It's teetotal business. It's good for you though. Yeah, when Tyson Fury beat Klitschko, right? Everyone knows, not a huge Tyson Fury fan. But one thing you can do, you can go through the history of my videos, and you never hear me slagging off Tyson Fury's victory over Klitschko like a lot of people. Oh, it was boring. Oh, Vlad didn't turn up. He was lucky he didn't. No, Fury soundly beat Vladimir Klitschko. He soundly beat him. And even Mr. Bashir, right, who's one of Klitschko's trainers, he was on here trying to say, yeah, but it was boring and, oh, it was this. I said, dude, he clearly outpointed Klitschko on Klitschko's doorstep. I'm going to say Germany is his doorstep. That's where his promotional company is. Clearly outpointed him. And like, I had people in the hangout saying, beats is defending Fury. And I'm like, my gosh, you're too triggered. Just too triggered. You know what I mean? That even the truth about the person offends you. Just too triggered. And let me just say this, yeah. Big up to the more mature people listening. I'm not dismissing you, but I need to get to the younger people growing up, because this train of thought that we're passing down to the youngers is no good at all. I need to try and reach my younger subscribers. Yeah? You see these people who are triggered because they don't like Fury, they don't like Conor, they don't like Dana, they don't like this person, they don't like that person. You see them people, right? If these people are your friends and you become successful, right, they will find a reason. They will find a reason. They will dig one out their ass crack, right, to dislike you, right? That's what they will do, and discredit your work. They will do it. Trust me, right? This is your Uncle Beats, not Uncle Tom. It's not. Listen, when people call me Uncle Beats, call me Uncle Beats, but I'm not the cuddly uncle. I am not the cuddly uncle. I am the uncle that's going to tell your ass about your ass and your ass about the world and the real shit. Yeah? I'm going to give you the hard medicine. Yeah? Watch these people. Watch them. Yeah? You think they're just going to hate someone because they took peds, or because they're greedy for money, or because they didn't say thanks? No. These people will dig up reasons to hate on you and discredit what you do when you become successful. That's what they will do. I'm guaranteeing you that. And you have to watch out for them. You have to watch out for them. It's just like people with hatred. See people who have hatred in their heart. You see people that have hatred in their heart, yeah? See people who go around saying, I hate Muslims, I hate white people, I hate blacks, I hate gays, I hate whatever. Listen, they will hate everything they can possibly hate, right? Once they hate one person, right, they will start on every person they think is disadvantaged. Next thing, they will target disabled people, right? They hate this person, then they're going to target women. Oh, we can bully women. Oh, we can bully them. Oh, we can bully them. That's how bullies work. That's how hatred works. It spreads like a cancer. I know it's not much of a boxing bid for some people, but it is what it is, right? It spreads like a cancer. Arm yourself with knowledge. Arm yourself with knowledge. When you see celebs and stuff like that, and so many people hate them, I'm not telling you that you have to jump up and become their number one fan. No, no. Try and find deeper reasons why they're hating so much. Find deeper reasons why they are hating so much, because they're there. And you need to go look for them. Because if you consume yourself with so much hate for people you don't know, celebrities, or if you're really, if you're overwhelmed by celebrity intrigue, right? You're telling me a lot about yourself. I'm telling you. Yeah, boxing fan is right. I think you broke it down simply. They hate on their own lives. You know what I mean? And everyone has a shitty life at times. Sometimes I think life is shitty. But I'm telling you, yeah? If you think they're rage, like I saw one of the channels, right? And it's a channel, you know what I mean? Like a British channel. If I say the name, people can say I'm hating. I'm not hating. Like the rage he came out. You know why they'll say I'm hating? Because he's got more subscribers. He does have more subscribers. And perhaps he is a better channel than me. If that makes people feel better, it is what it is. But the rage, it wasn't crazy, but like the rage he had for Alexander Usyk, and the people in the comment section were just cheering him on. Why are you so mad? Like, I've discussed the kickboxer, and I don't even call him Rico, whatever his name is. I just call him Rico Suave. I make a joke. You know what I mean? Why are you so mad? And to me, I listened to the video because I'm subbed to the channel. I thought it was a little forced. I thought the rage was a little forced. You know why it was forced? Because he knew his subscriber count liked that crap there. They like that. If he's fighting a kickboxer, he's fighting a kickboxer. It is what it is. I think they just hate their own lives. That's sad. Yeah, it's sad. Self-accountability. Mr. Pads, he says, big up beats. Regarding that title, that's a lot of people nowadays and not even age specific, says Mr. Pads. Yeah, it's not age specific in particular. It's just how people are flexing nowadays. You know what I mean? Just crazy. Yeah, maybe you would have went about it different, but at the same time, like, no disrespect, Toby, you're not related to Connor. Like, it shouldn't affect you, like, how he went about it, because, like, when Dominic Ingalls says, if you listen to my videos regularly, you know Dominic Ingalls says people wanted a phone call from Eddie and they didn't get one back. They didn't get one back. Why are you outraged about that? Why is it just Connor? Why is it exclusive to Connor? You know? Sometimes you've got to take why you're so upset and just like, all right. And you've got to be consistent. You know what I mean? Like, why are you not responding to what Dominic Ingalls said about Eddie not responding to phone calls or not giving phone calls when fighters wanted them? Is that okay then? Or is it just Connor? Or do we just focus on Connor? And then, people can say, you're always defending Connor. It's not, no, I've said many people, I'm not, like, if you listen to his channel, I'm not a Tyson Fury fan. But if you're going to tell me that Tyson Fury didn't do well against Klitschko, no, I'm not going to agree with you. I'm not going to agree. I'm not going to agree. I'm not going to agree. I thought he boxed an excellent fight against Klitschko. I stood watching the TV and I was like, wow. SK says Connor needs to go full villain and maximize the situation. He can make loads of money. I don't think Connor wants to do that, because you could say he needs to go full villain. You know what a burden that is to carry around all day, and you've got kids seeing the stress that, what I mean? Like, if you're not built for it, like Mayweather or something, it could cause a lot of stress. A lot of stress. I don't think Connor wants to be 100% loved. I don't know what he wants. You know what I mean? Mr. Pad said, I was cringing a bit reading some of the comments on the video of Ben apologizing to Mackenzie because people were saying he only apologized because people went at him. Irrelevant in my view. Yeah, listen, if you apologize and Duke accept it, why does anyone have an issue with it? Why would you have an issue? No, it's just my slide. It's just my slides. That's all it is. He's not fighting Gassiev, right? He's not fighting Gassiev. It's just my slide. If he apologized, he apologized. But you see, even that's not good enough. They say Connor is horrible, disrespectful, and then he apologizes to the guy, and they still won't accept it. This is what I'm saying, right? You see that, right? You see, he apologized to Duke, and people won't accept it. These are the people. Trust me. Trust Uncle Beats, bro. Trust Uncle Beats, right? They will make reasons to dislike you if you have done nothing. If you haven't, like, done anything illegal or horrible, never cursed or shouted at a person, you could be the most docile person that God created. These are the same people, right? If you become successful, they're going to find a reason to discredit what you did so they can hate on you. They have to justify their hatred. That's the first thing they're going to do. Trust me. That's what they're going to do. Too triggered. Way too triggered. Like the amount of people who are saying, oh, Beats, you're defending Dana White too much. Defending, like, I don't know Dana White. I don't know Dana White. Too triggered. Way too triggered. Way too triggered. Big up Dr. Wu. Yeah, he apologized. But yeah, even apologizing wasn't enough. Even apologizing. Like, you know what? Let me tell you who these people are. Big up Anthony Mackin. Wagwan. Let me tell you who these people are, right? You see, when AJ was on the Black Lives Matter speech, right? And he said something about businesses. Nothing said white businesses. Did he say close down white businesses in that speech? No, he didn't. But that's what they ran with. Yeah, he said run white businesses. He hates white people. They just ran with it. They just ran with it, right? So it didn't matter what he said. The fact that you was on the Black Lives Matter speech They had to find something to justify their rage because you shouldn't be on the Black Lives Matter speech. Once you was on the march, I should say, once you was on the march, you hate us. And we're going to find a reason to validate them saying that you hate us. That's all they were going to do. There was no way out. There was no way out at all. All right, no, it's cool, Toby. It's cool. But, you know, Eddie, I mean, Dominic Ingle said the same thing. He said, yeah, I know fighters. He's probably talking about Kid Gallahan and a few other fighters who said they wanted a phone call from Eddie and they didn't get it. They didn't get the phone call. Hey, listen, I won't go into it too much. I had a long-term friendship destroyed the other year. And then I tried to work out what I did. And then I found out what I did. Or what I didn't do. I found out what I didn't do. And I just left it. I just left it there. Didn't say anything else. Roe B1, he says, yeah, that was bad. And he says, evil is the #1 religion on the wretched planet. Yeah, of course. Like, you see, my thing, right? When Dana got involved, all I did was research the facts. I didn't know anything about UFC, how much it was worth. And then when I discovered it was worth 11 billion, and the players he had, Shapiro, Khan, they did this to get themselves over. I said, well, he's very successful. And obviously, a lot of people dislike him. And that just triggered people. Just triggered them. Just triggered. Why are you so triggered? See, here's the thing, yeah? Boxing is the wild, wild west, right? And boxing has always had polarizing, let's say less than moral people controlling the sport. It's always been that way, right? Okay, let's start with Conor Benn, right? Not just Conor Benn. Let's start with Richardson Hitchens, Conor Benn, Edgar Berlanga, right? And all the fighters that Keith Connolly manages, right? Keith Connolly is a New Yorker, an old school New Yorker. I'm not talking about age, but mentally, he's an old school New Yorker who manages fighters. When you hire Keith Connolly, you normally hire him on the recommendation of someone else. And when you hire Keith, you don't hire Keith to be nice to people. Keith is not going to be nice to people. Keith is going to go there and try and get you the best deal for the most money, right? And the best situation for yourself. That's what Keith is there for. Keith is not there, yo, I'm going to kiss your ass. And no. Keith is trying to kick down doors. That's why you hire him, right? So when Keith talks to you and you consult with him daily and you're paying him a part of your person, this is what I'm trying to explain to people, right? There's no supporting Conor Benn here. It's the truth. This is the true world. If you're paying someone of Keith Connolly's status, right, to do your bidding in the market, right, and he's taking a percentage of your purse, you pay him out of your purse. If Keith tells you, don't phone Eddie and don't accept the call, you don't phone him. You don't phone him. Keith, see, right? If it was up to Conor, he would have took the phone call when Eddie phoned him, or he would have phoned him, right? But Keith Connolly don't care. The reason Keith Connolly is becoming a successful manager is because Keith don't care, right? And that's why people hire people like Keith Connolly, because they can't be as ruthless as Keith. Keith don't care. Keith don't care if Eddie's yard burned down and the whole of his shit burned down. Keith don't care. That's why he's hired. He's not hired because Keith is, hello guys, can I get, no. You hire Keith because Keith is coming to burn fire in the place. Right? If Keith can teeth your fighters, he'll teeth your fighters, right? If Keith can cut out the middleman, he's going to cut him out, right? And he doesn't care to make friends with her or any. He don't care. He don't care. That's why he's hired. Because if it was down to the athletes alone, they're not ruthless enough. If they was as ruthless in the ring as they were, and they could be in the boardroom, they wouldn't have to hire Keith Connolly. That's why he's hired. Right? That is why he's hired. And with Turkey, yeah, when you hire Dana White, you don't hire Dana to be friends with the sanctioning bodies or the other promoters. No. You're hiring him to bun down their shit. That's not me bigging up Dana. That's not me supporting Dana. That's me telling you about real life in the murky waters of boxing. He's there to cause trouble and disruption and destroy what they're doing. Now, I didn't say he's going to do it. I didn't say he's going to achieve that, but that's why he's there. That's why he's there. And he has a track record of doing it. He has a track record. This ain't tiddlywinks. And you know what it is, yeah? A lot of people, and you know what they say? They're calling me an Eddie Hearn hater because they all thought that for some reason I was an Eddie Hearn fanboy. No, I gave Eddie his credit because he was running the sport, and he still is to a degree, right? But a lot of people are fooled. A lot of people are fooled because Eddie cracks jokes, and he's funny, and he's humorous. So that makes Eddie kind of look like, oh, Eddie's not as bad as them guys because he's got a sense of humor. No. Eddie cuts down fighters when they've left and says horrible shit. And he says horrible shit about people in the industry too, right? He's just as two-faced and he backstabs just as much. Just like his dad, just like Frank Warren, Don King, and Bob Arum. They all do it. If you think Eddie is any better than any of them, right? In some ways, yeah, but in other ways, no. They're all two-faced, backstabbing bastards. See, the thing is, yeah, I'm not looking to be friends with Dana White and buddy up with Dana White. I'm just giving you the flipping facts. I'm not looking to buddy up with them. I don't care if Conor, you know what I mean, if you don't like Conor, right? Conor is Conor. Conor got his own life, got his children and his family. Why do I give it what a next grown man is doing? If he's dropping bags at Louis, that's his money. Let him blow his money as he pleases. It don't bother me. Let him blow his money. SK says Eddie's still not criticizing Daddy Turkey because he needs his money. Eddie should understand business better than us peasants crying about Ben. Yeah, because he still needs Turkey's money. And the thing is, right, he's pretending it's a beef with Dana, but it's Turkey doing what he's doing. But here's the thing, right? Turkey ain't going nowhere, right? Because Turkey is invested in the darts and snooker and in the boxing, right? More than likely, if there's a Fury and AJ fight this summer, it's going to happen on the zone, right? It's going to happen on the zone, and Turkey is going to want part of that, and he's going to have to fund the massive purses and the massive outlay of that show, right? It is what it is. So it's just trickling out slow. It's trickling out a little slower, right? It's no big deal. It's no big deal. There's no sides to take. There are no sides to take. It's not about sides. Stop getting triggered. You don't know these people. You're not making no money from it, right? None of them are paying me off, like some people have suggested. I'm getting paid off to defend this person. Are you that stupid? Listen, if they were paying me off the type of money you're saying, right? I'd be glad. Let's just say I'd be glad. I wish. I wish. They're not paying me off. SK, I hope Conor wins the super belt and says it was his dream to win it. Big up Senior Cal. Talk to him, Beats. Yeah. I impartially make the reports. Like, you know, if he stole the fighter, if he stole Ben from Matchroom, what am I supposed to do? Report it as a win for him? It's not a win. It's an L. It's an L. It's a loss. But they want me to report it as some kind of victory for Eddie, or there's some moral meaning for Eddie Hearn's favor. And it's not. You lost. You lost. It's business. You lost. Right? You didn't secure your talent, as Simon Jordan said. You didn't secure it. And now you feel embarrassed. You lost. All you had to do is listen to Frank Smith, his right-hand man. If you listened to Frank, he would have had the contract tied up. He didn't listen to Frank. He didn't listen to Frank, right? You've got Frank Smith there. How long have you been working with Frank? And you didn't listen to Frank. It is what it is. They'll get over it. And then they're saying I'm supporting Conor, this, that. How many times have I said Conor has done nothing yet? He has done nothing. He's beat Eubank a few times, but he has no world title attempts, no live contenders on his resume. Because when he fought Eubank was what? Just avenging a loss to Beefy. And I've said it several times. Oh my days. So what's going on here? Crazy what's happening with Sam Knox. I don't know if I can share it on Twitter. It might not allow me to share it. I don't think it's going to let me share it. Connection gone unstable again. Why is this constantly happening on this? No, it won't let me share it. No, it won't let me share it. I'll have to think. Sam Knox, yeah, who last time out fought on a Ring, was it a Ring Magazine with Turkey? Yeah, a Ring Magazine card, right? He returns on May the 3rd on a top tier show. It will be live on the Zone. So what? Frank can't get him a spot somewhere. What happened? You're fighting on top tier. It could be just a quick run out, I guess. No, it's no big deal. It's no big deal. I know who top tier are. Eddie, I'm sure Eddie uses top tier. Them Essex boys, isn't it? Top tier, them Essex boys, isn't it? York Hall. Yeah, York Hall. But hey, it's not even so bad. York Hall is a good venue. But top tier? Yeah, I mean, if it was York Hall, Queensbury, then you'd be like, wow. I mean, Queensbury have got their logo on there, so it's not as bad. But yeah, I mean, it's not bad. It's not bad. Yeah, I mean, hey, listen, he gets a run out, and then I'm sure Frank will have him back on regular schedule on Queensbury cards. He's managed by George Warren as well. But hey, look, it's not that big a deal. The British champion, George Liddard, bit of a time ago, not that long ago, he was on top tier cards. He was on a top tier card. In fact, Eddie had a few of the Matchroom fighters, the Matchroom gym fighters, on top tier cards to keep them busy. And this is a way to keep him busy. So he gave Abdullah Mason a decent scrap, didn't he? Yeah, I saw it. I saw it. I saw the documentary. Hey, did you hear Frank use the N-word? Did you hear Frank Warren use the N-word? Now, okay, he said it as to say the people are being racist, but he's still like, I was shocked. Frank dropped the N-word, bro. Frank dropped it. That was mad. Frank dropped the N-bomb, bro. He dropped it. Frank dropped the N-bomb. Yeah, hey, the documentary was good, man. It was some good memories, isn't it? Some good memories. Yeah, Eddie's used top tier for the Matron prospects, Toby. He's used them. He's definitely used them. Yeah. If you're watching the screen, it's just to put something up on the screen rather than a blank screen. You know what I mean? Yeah, the documentary was good, man. Steve Bunce, Mike getting mobbed. He got mobbed in Manchester as well. You know what I'm saying? Like Mike was like spending money at the time, buying in Versace stores and in jewelers. He's wasting a lot. Like he owed Frank money, innit? Did he pay Frank that money he owed him? I remember was there a lawsuit? You can see Frank didn't like all that decadent Versace jewelers. Frank didn't like all that. It was just excessive. It was very excessive. Very excessive. Oh, Mr. Pads, yeah. Oh, is that where the Bivol fight is heading on the Usyk Van Heerden undercard? All right. Yeah, underwhelming. Yeah, Bivol not very popular either right now, man. They're saying that he ducked Beterbiev, he ducked Benavides. Not very popular. Anthony said, especially the scenes when Tyson was shopping at Lawrence Graf's jewelry store. Did you see? Did you see when the guy tried to gas up Mike in the with the diamond? Yeah, Mike knows a whole lot about diamonds, and Mike was like, yeah. This guy trying to blow smoke up his ass, trying to get money. Jesus, I tell you what, man. See this with me, yeah. I had a phase when I was young where I was attracted to all that decadent crap. I had a little phase. But let me tell you, man, them people in them shops, if you're a black man and they're Caucasian, at least them days, they didn't want you in the store unless you was flipping spending a bag. You know what I mean? They didn't want you to come look in their stores or nothing. They look down on you. You know what I mean? And then the stories come out. Versace don't want people of a certain complexion to buy their clothes. Cristal don't want you to buy their clothes. Yeah. Yeah. Shelly Finkel told Frank that they would take the jewelry money off the fight purse. Is that what they said, yeah? Lawrence Graft. Was that Lawrence Graft, yeah, trying to gas up Mike? Boy, people are just fake, man. You know what I mean? But they're rich in it. You know what I mean? So they've never dealt with poor people, but they just look down on them, innit? Mr. Pads beats them people in the West, Southwest were NF back in the day. Must have been crazy in the 80s, them times. Yeah, it could get crazy. Lawrence Graft, he's a big man in the world of diamonds, yeah? I wouldn't know, but I've never bought one. I never will. Even if I get multi-millions, I won't buy one diamond. You know what I mean? Not even for my woman, I'd buy a diamond. I won't buy her a diamond. Any woman who likes all that shit there, I'm not dating. Not dating. You want diamonds and stuff? Nah. In the past, I might have done, but I need an organic woman who ain't materialistic at all. If I do buy her one, she'd probably say, why did you spend the money on it? Anthony says if Mike wasn't Mike Tyson, he wouldn't be allowed into that store, period. Oh, 100%. Security would check you straight away, bro. Anyone going, you'd get checked straight away, bro. See, someone was saying about the NF back in the 80s. Let me tell you this, bro. As a melanated man, right? You went in certain areas in London, like Richmond, or even the flipping. So I told some, you got Hampstead back in the day, right? They call police on you. And so you find out what you're doing in the area in certain parts. What are you doing here? Because they know you don't live around here, right? And they're calling the feds on you to find out what's going on. And you have to leave. Unless you've got good reason to be there, or you can prove you live around there. Yeah. Yeah, you can't go in them stores like that. You've got to be joking. Yeah. It's a class thing as well. Because, I mean, I'm sure there'd be people of all ethnicities who they would turn away. You'd have no business going in there. Because they know you can't afford it unless you're faking it to try and trick them. They know you can't afford it. So you'd have no business going in there. But they know he's Mike Tyson, champion of the world. So he's good for it. They let him in there. Yeah. Yeah, the watch was worth over $1 million, bro. Yeah. Worth over $1 million. What was Mike's purse? Mike was fighting to feed his habits, bro. Them days there. Let me see. What are the purses? All right. They're saying Tyson approximately is £7 million purse, roughly $10-11 million. And Julius France has got 300K, 350,000. He got knocked out in a second. Oh yeah, Mike put on the jacket and walk out the store. Man, Mike was just ruthless. Big up, fly right 85. Mike was just ruthless, man. See, 350K purse, but he's still got to do his regular job, security, Julius Francis, and he's doing that right now. People are saying that Sam Noak should be on the undercard of Wardley and Dubois. How come he couldn't get a slot on there? Maybe they can't get a fight big enough. I don't know. Spencer Brown will be the lead promoter for the upcoming Tyson Fury Arslan Bekmambetov show. I thought it was Dana. Okay. Spencer Brown. Gustavo Olivieri. WBO Junior Lightweight Division. Please be advised that the WBO Championship Committee has unanimously voted to order negotiations between the unified champion, who just beat Sugar Nunes, WBO and IBF champion, Emmanuel Navarrete, and world-ranked contender Charlie Suarez to discharge pending mandatory obligation. So trying to get a fight going there. Cool. How is that ab conditioning her getting punched up in her stomach like that? Well, no, it'll just give you internal bruising, man. There's apparently a lawsuit with Matrim involved and the sanctioning bodies saying they colluded to get Jai stripped. That zoo for Matrim shit is crazy, bro. Who? Kelly? Who's Israel? Is it real? Who's that then? Oh, okay. Vidal Riley. How are you supposed to know that by even that complicated tag he's got there? Vidal Riley Masterneck will be an IBF World Title Eliminator. That too. No, that's on Fury and Wilder. No, that's on Wilder Chisora. Yeah, you see, Duke, he accepted the apology. He says it takes a lot of balls to do that. I hope he has a successful career on making peace with Conor Benn. See, Duke was all right with it, but the people who like just want to start trouble, just anything to start trouble. Crazy, bro. You people are crazy. You think I'm gonna bow to your echo chambers? I won't bow. I won't bow to your echo chambers, bro. I won't bow to your echo chambers. You know what I mean? I try and give the information with as much information, the stories. I try to tell the stories with as much information as I can. I don't just get in there and blah blah. I hate this guy. I hate. I have to hate. I have to hate. I don't do that, man. I don't do that. You know why? Because it's bringing poison into my life. It's bringing poison into my life, and I'm not bringing poison into my life at this stage. Maybe if you got me a few years back, you could have got that, but probably not. Probably not. I don't bring poison into my life, bro. I don't bring poison into my life. Yeah? I at least want to cover the bids with some facts, with some receipts, with some information. You know what I mean? Not just, well, you support him too much. Well, you know what I mean? We hate him and well, this, that. No. Can't do that. I can't do that. It don't work for me. When Mike landed on January 2000, trying to think really. No, I can't quite remember. Can't quite remember. Can't quite remember. I do remember the fight though. I remember they sponsored Julius Francis. The likelihood was he was going to get knocked out, and yeah, we did see the logo. This connection on this thing is crazy. It just keeps going out. Big up Muhammad. Yeah, I'm bigging you up now, Muhammad. I'm bigging you up. I'm bigging you up, bro. I'm bigging you up. What's up, bro? You good? All right, let's see what the news is there. Fans attacking. No, that's not a new, eh? Is it in the way? That's not in the way. He just looks like a Nui. You'd be, if you tried that on a Nui, you'd be dead. You'd be dead. Mm-mm. Man knocked out 3 women. We're trying to rob this 70-year-old dude. He's just punching the crap out of them, bro. They're just falling like dominoes. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Toxic. Toxic, 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 toxic. Clarissa Shields, bro, she's still talking about beating up men boxers. That's crazy. Opatai's attorney says he has good reason to believe the IBF's decision to withdraw sanctioning of his title fight with Brandon Glanton was a product of coordinated industry-wide collusion designed to punish him for working with Zuffa Boxing and to deter other athletes from doing the same. Yeah, because Richardson Hitchens, he's considering signing, but he doesn't want to get stripped. But there's more to it than that, isn't it? It's just a bargaining tool. He's going to sign. I mean, he's going to take the money. If they offer him enough, he'll go. What did Kevin Smith say? 20 million, where do I sign? Ahead of a real clash. See, people take the money. You mean, like Eddie, Kevin Smith has been loyal. He said, where do I sign? You offer, I'll tell you what, if they offer him that money, he's gone. He's gone. Rolly Romero versus Clarissa Shields. No, because no, don't do it, Rolly. Do not do it. Won't be a good idea. Man. Lord Sear. I know Lord Sear. How did he die? What did he do in he didn't rap, did he? Passed away, huh? I heard him call out on a few hip hop tracks in the 90s, Lord Sear. Let's see. Passed away, huh? Yeah, he's gone. Mm-mm. Well, it's about that age, bro. It's about that age. It's about that age. She's about probably maybe younger than me. Borrowed time. Borrowed time, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's not funny, man, but let me see, man. Let's see. It's Shade 45. Yeah, he was a DJ. Yeah. He mixes classic R&B and hip hop. B-sides and remixes were top notch. Shade 45. I know Lord Sear, bro. I know Lord Sear. Passed away, man. Born in Harlem, an American DJ and voice actor. He's a host of the All Out show. Edinburgh, sorry, was it Artifacts? Peace to Premier and peace to my nigga Lord Sear. I remember me. I don't know. You heard him in a few records. Big up Anthony. He says facts over feelings. Reality over social media. Truth over lies every time. Big up Beats. Keep producing receipts. Thank you, Anthony. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you. Muhammad says he doesn't know why Okatar was crying. It's obvious Zufa and the sanctioning bodies are at war. Yeah, well. It is what it is. He's caught up. He's caught up. Hey, I hope he gets a good paycheck. You know what I mean? We'll have to see, innit? It's a nasty game out there. It's a nasty game. All right, what is this? Yeah, Lord Sear was working with that boom bap sound, bro. That old 90s hip hop. You know what I mean? Yeah. All receipts all day. I'm gonna stick with receipts, debunk all the crap they say, and you'll hear me doing it on the next two uploads, which I'm hopefully gonna drop tomorrow. Mohammed says Okatar was crying to make the IBF look bad. You never know. I never thought of it like that, but you never know. You never know. Yeah, man. Receipts, facts, arm yourself with knowledge. Don't get too caught up in the personalities. Don't get too caught up. Don't get too caught up. It's so violent, man, on Twitter, man. It's just like this is just like desensitizing. It's just like the amount of violence, bro. They could and they could do something about it, but they don't want it. They don't want it. They don't want to do nothing about it. I was watching an interesting video the other day, man. Right, I mean, I'm not even going to quote it too much because I can't remember like the whole gist of it. And the man said, he said he was basically like, see, everyone like throws the incel culture on the young cats, but it's not, man. It's on both sexes, yeah. But basically, like, the environment of social media is so unnatural, right? You're over interacting with what women think and what men think. And what's happening is you're desensitizing yourself to the real life experience of hooking up with a woman. And the guy basically said, it's killing the libido. I was like, flipping no, I didn't think of it like that, man. Madness, bro. Mad video. The video was mad. Video was mad. It made sense though, the way he said it. It made sense. It made sense. All this Clarissa Shields, I want to fight a guy. I want to fight a guy. Like, all these aggressive women. There's a culture that's developing where men don't want to protect women right now. Yeah, you said, yeah, he didn't mention Caballero. He says he wants to fight the winner out of Wardley and what's his name? Daniel. And then Tyson Fury. Keyshawn Davis reveals Blueface was the best out of all the streamers he boxed. He just needs a little more stamina. What he needs is more tattoos on his face. It looks like he's got a lot of pent up rage. That's probably why he fights so well. He looks like an angry kid. Blueface looks like an angry kid. Looks very angry. At least he's found boxing. It'll stop him going to jail. Mr. Pads Beats, there's a new documentary coming out about Big L. It's called The Parable of Lamont Coleman. Big L, his brother is talking about it. You remember the crazy story behind L's death, right? Yeah, he got caught up in the mix, bro. But L wasn't innocent himself, though. You know what I mean? I'm not saying he brought his death onto himself, but he was living a life that was walking a path of potential destruction. I tell you what, though, just a few months before he died, I saw him perform, bro. I saw him perform. And definitely one of the best rappers I've seen. Definitely one of the best. Definitely one of the best. You know what I mean? I was watching this guy on stage, and I was like, flipping out, bro. This guy's just like, he was with OC, because he's done an album with OC. Yeah, I saw OC and Big L perform at the Subterranean, and I was right in the front, man. Like, he had a lot of talent. He had so much talent, and then in a few months he was gone. He was gone. You know what I mean? Lamont Coleman, yeah. He was the mystery is over. Tyson Fury welcomes longtime trainer Sugar Hill back into the 4 final weeks of his camp as he closes in on the April the 11th date against Makhmudov. He's back. He probably didn't need him to do the whole camp, just the 4 weeks. Hey, listen, it's not new yet. It's not new. It's not new. You see what Tyson Fury is doing, right? What's his name again? Let me see. Let me see if I can find him. Give me 2 secs. Bundy Brown. I think who's the other guy? It was Muhammad Ali, right? And he Drew Bundini, and I think the other guy Waleed. Forgot his name, man. I shouldn't have forgot his name. That's why I tried to look it up. Um, they used to do the day-to-day training, and then Angelo Dundee would come in probably the last 4 weeks, like Sugar Hill is coming in with Tyson Fury, and he'd just, okay, that's good, and then he'd kind of like, you know what I mean, put his touch to it, right? That's how that used to work. So like he wasn't there all the time. Like what Dundee would do for Ali, he'd select the opponent, and it'd probably pop in once in a while, and then the next 4 weeks he'd be more hands-on. Yeah, he'd be hands-on. Once Ali was conditioned, then he'd be hands-on. And it worked. It worked. And he did the same thing with Sugar Ray Leonard, right? Like like people think like like all these coaches are there all the time. Not necessarily. In the old school, like Jax Morton and Dave Jacobs used to train Sugar Ray. They'd take on the vast majority of the duties, and then Angelo would come in and da 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 da. And it's the same with Roberto Duran. They always talk about Ray Arcel. No, Freddie Brown used to train Duran full time. And then Ray Arcel would come in. I like this, I like that, and I don't like this, I like that. That's what they used to do. So it's not uncommon in the old school. That's not uncommon. That's not uncommon. Soul of a Robot. Do you think Fury's been in a fat camp? Yes. Yes. And if he's not careful, it's going to catch him up. Yeah, Big L, very talented. See, Tyson Fury is one of them guys, man. Like, he thinks that um, his skill set is always going to carry him through. One day he's going to get in a fight where the yo-yo dieting and not living the life, it's just a matter of time. Just a matter of time. I don't think Makhmudov will bring that time, but he should just have too much talent for Makhmudov. He's walking a tightrope. Definitely walking a tightrope. A lot of people think that it's going to be a tough fight. Jarrell Miller said he thinks it's going to be a tough fight. But well, I don't know, man. I don't know. You never know. You never know. Soul of a Robot. He thinks that the Russian could drop him. Fury's legs are gone and not got the power to trouble him. I think he'll get clipped. Alan said he hits very hard. Interesting. You know, Francis Ngannou took Fury down to the canvas. Fury might say, well, the lack of concentration, but can Makhmudov go one better? I don't know. I wouldn't pick Francis Ngannou to beat Makhmudov, though. I wouldn't pick him. I think Makhmudov could beat him. Be a bit of a struggle. Hmm. Man, Matt Madon's gonna lie down, man. He's gonna lay down, bro. Matt Madon's gonna lay down, son. He's gonna lay down. Yeah, he's definitely gonna lay down. I don't see him. I don't know. I don't know. I don't see it. I don't see it. Okay, Soliver Robert thinks okay, like Fury wins, but it's not gonna be easy. I think there's gonna be a tough fight. I'm gonna say it's big matchmaking, but if Fury wins easy, then people will say, you see, they selected an easy touch for Fury. So it's a difficult one, isn't it? Difficult one. In 33 years as a professional journalist, including my time at newspapers, well before covering boxing, I've conducted thousands of interviews. Never once have I given my subject my questions ahead of time. And if I was asked to do so, I just wouldn't do the interview. Very clear cut. All right. Ariel Hamani says, this is what annoys me. Dana's doing interviews with UK outlets, and they're telling him the questions they're allowed to ask. They're asking to see the interview before it even goes out. I'm listening to these guys' questions, and no one's pushing him. Hey, listen. This is the thing, yeah? This is the thing. This is what I'm accused of being a Dana fan for. I said he was going to do this, and I didn't even know about him in the UFC. I said he was going to do this. He's a control freak. All I've done is speak what he is. I've done nothing more than that. I've done nothing more than that. He's a control freak. He doesn't like to lose. He doesn't even want to lose, like be vulnerable in an interview, right? He's a control freak. Didn't you see that woman was a plant? I was saying that. Yeah, you're just bigging up Dana. I told you the woman was a plant when FA knocked out Charles Martin. The woman was a plant interviewing him. I said it. I said she's a plant. You could hear she was a plant. What would I defend him for? He's a plant. I listen. You see, the reason I don't get irate like a lot of you is because I'm actually seeing what's coming ahead before it happens. So when it happens, I'm like, yeah, I told you that was going to happen. I told you that was going to happen. I said he was going to do that. Yeah, I said that KSI was going to become a promoter. I said that Jake Paul was going to become Yeah, I did say it all. I did say it all. Yeah. And now Jake's just done a deal with these ESPN and Sky Sports. Yeah, I did say it all. And not because I'm Nostradamus, because I just saw the receipts and I saw which way it's going. That's all. Yeah, he's a control freak. That's what he is. But listen. That's why his company is worth 11 billion, right? And listen, don't worry. This is good for the traditional promoters. What is happening now, it's good for it might, hey, listen, long term, it might not be good for the boxers, right? Because let me tell you this now, right? The traditional promoters are going to have to change up what they are doing. At this point here, they're going to have to check. Oh, yeah, I must be hating now. I said this months into last year, right? All I done was a little study on the people that Dana was working with in the company. I said, hey, if they're coming here with Turkey's money, these traditional promoters, they're gonna have to switch up what they're doing. They're gonna have to become more sophisticated, right? They're gonna have to do more to lock down their talent, right? In America, they're gonna have to work around this connection shit. This connection thing is crazy. They're gonna have to work around the act like Dana and Turkey's trying to do. It's control. That's what it is. Listen, I said it a long time ago. This is a battle of control. And no one's did that in boxing because it's got a very, very loose underbelly of how it's been running, not recently, but for years. Forever almost. It was inevitable that somebody with the money was going to hook up with someone devious, if you want, right? Or as controlling as Dana. And they went to federal law, they went to the government, they haven't got it approved yet, said, okay, this is how we're going to circumvent the act. This is how we're going to become the promoter, right? We're going to become the promoter. We are going to become the sanctioning body. And we're going to host the belt, promote the fights. We're going to do it all under the UBO, right? Just a matter of time. Just a matter of time. Hey, listen. Eddie, listen. See, the thing is, they're saying I hate Eddie. Eddie gives himself away because Eddie's in the camera all the time. So if you really want to do a hit piece on Eddie, he's got so much footage on there. You know what it'd be like? If you know Road, I know Road. I'm not a Road man, but I know Road, right? I know Road. You see, there's people out on Road, right, who yap off. Yap, 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 yap. Talk, talk, talk. Constantly talk, constantly talk. What do you think happens to them people who are on Road who do that? What do you think happens to them? Talks too much, right? And when you talk too much, like people are able, especially now, it's all documented, it's all recorded. So if they've got clips of Eddie saying that the IBF are going to strip him, and they've got other pics to put together, right? Going to strip Jai. Now he's involved in the lawsuit for collusion. There's no other promoter involved in the lawsuit except Eddie. Eddie's involved in the lawsuit. All the other sanctioning bodies are involved. They're all involved. Why is Eddie involved? Because he talks a lot. And I'm not, listen, don't get me wrong. Dana might not have a case, right? So I'm neutral. I'm waiting for the receipts to come out. But he talks a lot. And he even said recently, from now, I'm not going to talk so much to you media guys. Why did he say that? Because he's under pressure from the new regime. He said it himself. I'm not going to talk so much with you guys because they're changing the landscape on him. He can't afford to talk so much. You know what I mean? It is what it is. I don't make stuff up. I don't make stuff up, bro. I'm too old, too grown to make stuff up. You know what I mean? Most of what I say, most of it is what it is. Yeah, they're going to have to change up. They're forcing change. And it's going to be good because their game is going to be tighter. Their game is going to become tighter. It has to be, right? And what's going to happen? The boxers are going to be forced. They're going to be forced to take precautions themselves. And the only way they can do that is that, you know, that word I keep using. Yeah? What's the word I keep using? If you guys can fill in the gaps, what's the word I keep using? 5-letter word. Begins with U, ends with N. Hamza Shirav. I should have collected my 100k bet on this bum. Sad to see. Genuinely hope he gets better. Balanga saying Shiraz had something in his hand wraps. That's why he got knocked out. Okay, go. See, you know who's technically. See, this is the thing. Like, I'm not making shit up, bro. Right? That's it. Shamala Union. That's the one. That's the one. I'm not making shit up. You see Edgar Balanga? You see why he's so foul-mouthed? You see why he's making all them conspiracy? Who manages him? Who manages Edgar Balanga? Who manages Edgar Balanga? Keith Connolly, right? I think Keith's from New York. This is 2 New Yorkers, right? It's toxic, right? Edgar got a big mouth already. Yeah, that's right. Keith Connolly. Edgar's got a big mouth already. And then he's got this manager who don't give a damn. So you don't think Keith is telling me, yeah, just say he had hand wraps. So he had something in his hand wraps. Well, you have to listen. Listen. This is big man talk, bro. Man, no, I don't come here to try and style like I'm a baller. I'm trying to listen. When you see a lot of these celebrities saying outrageous things like, right? Talk with their agent and they'll tell them, say this, say that, or say this, because you'll stand out. It will cause controversy, right? It will cause controversy and you'll get headlines. You think these people are like can barely flipping string a couple of words together? You think like they're coming out with all this crap themselves? No. Their manager, their management, right, and their agents and their team are basically choreographing an image that is gonna cause headlines. That's gonna bring headlines. Gonna cause controversy. That's what's happening. They're not making all out. Listen, maybe Wilder makes it all up himself. But a lot of these guys are told to say things. That was Keith Connolly told Richardson Hitchens to tell the DAZN interviewer after he fought Kambosos, you tell him that you're a free agent. Because what's going to happen? You're in front of millions of people watching the thing, right? Millions. Even if they're illegally stripped, millions of people are going to say you're a free agent, and that's going to be a big story for you. That weren't Richardson. That was Keith Connolly. That's what you hire him for. He's devious. They're not there to make friends, bro. They're not there to be sorry about not giving you the phone call. That's not what they're there for. That's not what they're there for. This is not normal civilian life, what you guys are talking about with friends. You should have given me a call. No, bro. No. It's not that. That's why he's hired. That's why Edgar is like that. If Keith told Edgar, maybe you need to clean up the street image a bit, right? So you could be more accessible to sponsorship, he would do it. But no, Keith is telling him, yeah, do this, do that, because this is how you're going to get attention. If Keith was to tell Edgar, maybe it's not a good idea for you to say that Hamza Shiraz cheated. Remember, Edgar pays him out of his purse. Edgar's like, Keith's money comes out of Edgar's purse. What do you think Edgar's going to say? Well, no, I'm going to pay you every day out of my purse. I'm going to ignore your advice. No. If you're paying the man out of your purse, you take his advice. This is business, grown business. That's why I'm hoping youngsters are listening, right? This is the real shit. Or listen, if you're going to hire a manager and money's coming out of your purse and you're getting your head punched in, and then he's going to tell you to do something, right? And you say, well, no, I'm not going to do it. What are you paying him for? It's like you paying them, like the matchmaking fee comes out of your purse when you box. So the matchmaker proposes to your promoter to fight this guy here. No, I'm going to fight this guy here. Do you know, even if you turn down the matchmaker's proposal, right, he's still going to collect his fee for you selecting your opponent. You buying into a system. You are paying into a system with what comes out of your purse. There's millions of dollars at stake. Do you know how much enemies, right? Do you know Jack Dempsey, yeah? Right? By the time he finished his relationship with his manager, Doc Kearns, he created so much enemies for Jack Dempsey. Mike Tyson spoke about it. Yeah, where do you think I learned? I learned it from Mike. Mike's a historian. Jack Kearns made enemies for Jack Dempsey. And when they were finished, he started shitting on Jack Dempsey, saying how he cheated this and he done that and how, right? And then you know what Jack Kearns did when he finished with Dempsey? He went to flipping help manage fight fixing and all the corruption in the mob. That's what he did. He went into the mob. This is Jack Dempsey's manager. Let me tell you something, right? Doc Kearns took Jack Dempsey into Selby, Montana. And did they fight, who was it? Gibbons. Is it Tommy Gibbons or whatever, right? And don't get me wrong, the businessmen over there were stupid as what I mean. Do you know, right? They put this event on. They had to build a little stadium to host the fight and whatnot. That city went bankrupt for years. Selby, Montana, it went bankrupt. And Doc Kearns just took the money and went. Created enemies for Dempsey because, listen, them man don't care. Them man don't care. Them man don't care. Their management, them agents, a lot of them don't care, bro. They don't care. I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you. See all them, like, who's the other one? Yeah, Wilder's manager, Shelley Finkel. Wilder's manager, Shelley Finkel, right? Ask Shannon Briggs about Shelley Finkel. See, people think Shelley, oh, look at nice old Shelley, a nice old man. Yeah, nice old Shelley, nice white man. Yeah, okay. After Shannon took that shallacking, did anyone see Shannon Briggs versus Vitaly Klitschko? Shannon got his ass whooped. And he was hospitalized in Germany. He needs the medical bills paid because he can't get out of hospital. He's broke up. Do you know he got, what was it? I can't remember. Let's say his purse was 700K. He got about 40K out of that. And they left him in hospital, stuck there, trying to pay his medical bills. That's who you're dealing with in boxing. This is who the boxers have to deal with. People think that it's all sugar and rock. No. These people don't care. They're psychopaths, borderline psychopaths. A lot of the people in boxing, right? They don't care about anything. You see Shelly Finkel, right? I remember this in real time, bro. I'm not doing. Listen, you think the stuff I'm looking up here is me? Let me Google this. No. I remember it all. I remember it all. Remember Wilder's trainer, former, is it a WBA welterweight champion, right? You know how he won that belt? I'll give you the story from the start. Former undisputed welterweight champion Lloyd Honeyghan was mandated to fight Harold Volksbrecht, a South African. And this is the 80s, right? In the midst of apartheid, right? We're talking about a decade where you had athletes and entertainers against apartheid. The Sugar Ray Leonard, Arthur Ashe, Larry Holmes. I can't remember some of the musicians who were in there, right? Big organization, right? And there were initiatives not to go over to South Africa and not to aid the regime by propping them up, by legitimizing them, by performing them, right? Shelly Finkel, right? Let's keep Lloyd Honeyghan from Britain via Jamaica, right? Our undisputed champion. Before he fought Harold Volksbrecht, he took the belt and threw it in the bin. Literally threw it in the bin. There might be pictures of him online. He threw the belt in the bin and took a stand. Shelly Finkel, against the wishes of many in America, sent Mark Breland. Where did they hold the fight? I can't remember where they held. I don't think he went to South Africa. But Volksbrecht came to America. And yeah, he allowed him to fight him. He allowed him to fight Harold Volksbrecht against the wishes of many. He didn't care. You think Shelly Finkel, and you see Wilder talking all this pro-black crap there? Yeah, that's your manager, bro. That's your manager. And Bob Arum used to do the same thing as well. Against the wishes of athletes and entertainers, whatever the organization was called, right? Bob Arum used to host fights up there. He didn't care. He didn't care. This is who you're dealing with, bro. This is who you're dealing with in this industry. And if you don't get wise and get up to pace, you'll get ran over. You will get ran over. It is what it is. See, Jail Pattaya, he doesn't know whether he's coming and going, whether he's stripped or not, or whether he should give up the belt, because he's in a rock in a hard place. He was shot. Listen, let's not get it twisted. When you're rolling with Dana, yeah, you're rolling with sharks, but you listen, he was in limbo anyway. His last fight was unpaid. He didn't get paid. Anyone who thinks he made money from the last fight, he didn't. He didn't. So anyone saying, oh, you shouldn't have went to Dana and gave up your belt. Listen, that belt not leveraging him nothing. His friend is Ebony Bridges. And Ebony today, what did she say? I think she was trying to quote someone, if it was Jai or whoever, right? You wake up in the morning as a world champion and you think all your problems are going to go away. And then when you go downstairs, you've got the same bills piling up. You've got the same bills piling up as normal. Yeah, it is what it is. They're in a rock in a hard place, bro. They're in a rock in a hard place. You see where Bob Arum promoted that fight with John Tate? What's his name again? What's that cruiserweight who floored Daniel Dubois? He was speaking about it. What's his name again? Remember the cruiserweight? Kevin Lorena, he spoke about it. The Loftus Stadium is called or something like that, right? There was about 80,000 in attendance. I've done a video on it. I've got a video on it. That's why I know it, right? When John Tate fought Jerry Coetzee, they were saying, like, previously, the only way black people could get in that stadium was if they were serving drinks or tea or cleaning toilets. They weren't allowed in that venue there. They weren't allowed in that venue. And this is what Bob Arum was promoting. You know one of John Tate's opponents, yeah? This is also a Bob Arum card, right? One of John Tate's opponents, because John Tate fought there a couple of times. Cali Canozzi he was a policeman. He shot this black kid, right? And got off. He shot this black kid as a police officer for no reason, right? Or for some dumb reason, shot him. And showed no remorse. Cali Canozzi, piece of flipping shit. And this is what Bob Arum was in, bro. With these people. Boxing is it's a cesspit, bro. It's a cesspit. It's a proper cesspit. And you can't say, oh, well, it's just ancient history. No, Bob Arum is still promoting now. All these people are still promoting now. They're still promoting. Don King and Bob, like, they're never going to die. They're never going to die. Let me see about this shooting thing. Cali Canozzi shot a black kid. Yeah, he killed the kid. He killed him. He killed him. He killed him. During a racial disturbance, shooting a black youth in both legs. The US revoked his visa. They're saying it was actually he shot school children. It wasn't just one. Shot school children. Yeah. And you know what Arum used to do? He used to try and justify why he was doing it, like he was trying to bring racial harmony to the world. All boxers should look out for themselves. And they should be unapologetic about it as well. All of them. Every single last one of them. Scumbags. That's what it is what it is, bro. It is what it is. They don't care. You think these people don't care, bro? They don't care. Care about none of that. Sad. Yeah, he got off with it. He got off. They were like, them days, what, you shoot a black kid, we put you in jail? Nah, bro. Nah. Just reading the story a bit here. Sorry about that. I'll have to read it later to get into it. Eubank Jr. said it all really. Man, Eubank Jr., man. Yeah, Eubank Jr. Eubank Jr., the man who was still trying to fight Conor Benn when he found he got popped and was trying to bribe Conor. Then said Eddie was trying to stall his ambulance. See, that's the thing, man. I'll pull the receipts on anyone. If you say support or hate, what do you want? I'll be like, how are you gonna like? You really say you really serious that Eddie tried to stop your ambulance, right? So Eddie's gonna risk going prison to stop your ambulance to kill you. You're either really paranoid, smoking crack or something, or phew, madness, bro, pure madness. And I've got people in my comment section. If I pull this up. If I pull up, like, yeah, Eubank is saying that Eddie Hearn tried to kill him. Oh, you hate Chris Eubank. You've got attitude again. Are you flipping serious? You're grown men, right? Supporting that you really believe Eddie Hearn tried to. Eddie Hearn is worth nearly $1 billion, right? What would his motivation be to kill Chris Eubank, who he's making money off in 2 fights? What would the motivation be? Because this is after the first fight, right? And the only other stadium fight of the year Matchroom had was the Eubank Ben rematch. What would be the motivation to kill Chris Eubank Sr., Jr.? These are just simple things. You know what I mean? Just simple things. Not even complicated deduction. This is simple. Yeah, I agree. They're all shitbags. They are all shitbags. I agree, Epic. They're all shitbags. They're all shitbags. The managers, you know what I mean? I'm not a fan of Max Kellerman. I don't think he's a good commentator. And there's something about him I just don't know what it is, man. I don't know what. I can't even pigeonhole it. It might not be in them time old, but that's the resume of these people who control boxing. That's their resumes. Bob stood in the courtroom and admitted that he bribed the IBF. Admitted it. Sugar Ray Leonard's attorney said if he was to accept the contract that Don King gave him, it would be like going into indentured slavery. I think was that what he said? That's what he said, right? Then he barred Marvin Hagler from that tournament when he wouldn't sign. And you might say it's not like the days are old. Let me tell you this now. Let me tell you this. Boxing, it hasn't really changed that much. It hasn't changed that much, bro. It hasn't changed that much. It hasn't changed that much. See, you know what I mean? Like, here's the thing, right? You see when Barry Hearn said about slave contracts, everyone got emotional. And this is what I'm saying, man. Like, you get the wrong. If I was doing the media, I wouldn't be saying, "Oh, look, you're just racist. Why you say that, Barry?" No. I'd say, "Okay, Barry, that's all right." I mean, who were the fighters and what were the contracts? No one asked that. No one asked a simple couple of questions. Who were the fighters and what were the contracts like? No, let's just get emotional and make headlines and I'm upset. All that shit. These men are feminine, bro. These men are feminine as anything. They're soft like Twinkie feelings, bro. You're getting in your feelings over everything. So you can't even like ask any crucial questions, some real questions with substance. That's what I would have asked him. What conditions were the fighters subjected to? How long was it going on for? was the British Boxing Board of Control also aware of these slave contracts that we had the fighters in back? They did none of that. All they did was like try and make headlines and things. They did none of that. And listen, there is a gap on my channel between a lot of the people listening, because all they want is like simple, I don't do that, bro. I don't do that. I'm going to ask crucial questions, real research, real questions. Maybe because I'm a lot older, maybe because it's just how I think. I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm just a little different. I'm just probably a little different. There's enough echo chamber channels and outlets out there. You guys can have your fill of them all the time. When you come across someone who's using receipts and trying to actually like break shit down, you should be more appreciative. I'm not. Listen, man, I don't know what it is. Like, you can go anywhere and get echo chamber. And that's what I was. Remember when Barry was saying that, I said, why are they asking some proper questions? Why is no one asking a proper question about what he said? And all Eddie did was put him in the back room and didn't let him back on the front seat, and he escaped scot-free. You know what I mean? All they could focus on, oh, he's racist. He's in Epstein's black book. So what if he's in Epstein's black book? So what? What are you going to do? Are you the police? What are you going to do about it? Plenty of people in Epstein's black book. So what? And they expect me to be bothered that he's in Epstein. There are people on my chat. Yeah, he's in Epstein's black book, man. So flipping what? Has he been arrested? It's like, I tell you what, right? Before I done YouTube, right? And I fell out with some good friends on this, you know. Who remembers when it was, what feature don't I have access to? Who remembers when it was all about these blood sacrifices, the videos, every video on YouTube, Illuminati blood sacrifices, and, you know, Baphomet signs and the rituals. Who remembers that? It was all about, and it was like so deep. And I told one of my friends, I told him that in a few years, all of the stuff that you guys think is really important and how real all the authors are, the video authors, it's going to become irrelevant. It's going to mean nothing. And no one talks about when's the last time you saw a video about the Illuminati? When's the last time? I told him. And when I told him at the time, he got really upset, thinking that the world is going to end or something because of these videos that you're getting. And then I tried to explain to him. Right? I tried to explain to him. I said, listen, when I used to go to the Tabernacle up Shoreditch in the 90s, a lot of these things they're talking about, they were talking about back then. It's old news. Then he got more upset. No one talks about the Illuminati. No one. I remember a few months back with Dana, everyone was talking about the Muhammad Ali Act. Muhammad Ali Act. When's the last time you've seen a video about them changing them? They stopped doing it. Because Conor Ben and Jao Pataya, and they're going to poach all their fighters now, has eclipsed that news. And I said, yo, All of this is meaningless nonsense, what you're talking. I said it how many times? How many times? Oh, you've been supporting Dana. And I even had people saying, yo, Beats, you were right on that. You know? Of course I was damn right. I don't deal around with fluffy stuff. That's what it is. I don't deal around with fluffy stuff. I'm different from most dudes my age as well. I'm a lot different. A lot of them are just morphed into old men. Mentally, I haven't did that. I haven't checked out. Epic, he says, I agree. It hasn't changed that much, but I was referring to the whack 'em if you don't like 'em type of culture of back in the days Beats. That slave master comment of Bazza was wild on national TV too. See, the thing is, let me explain that comment, right? When he said it, yeah, he wasn't talking about we just used to do that to black fighters, right? He meant all fighters were getting draconian contracts. He didn't mean it like, yeah, we just, you know what I mean? Although there was a stage, maybe a little before Barry was promoting, that black fighters would get way less, right? Bunny Sterling, the first migrant to win a British title, that's my brethren's dad, RIP, both men, right? He would get a fraction of what his white counterparts who had British titles would get. Like for when he lost the title to Kevin Finnegan, the brother of who's the other? Chris Finnegan. Kevin Finnegan. When he lost the title to Kevin Finnegan, yeah, he got $1,500, and this is for a British title. While the white guys who held the titles, they were earning 20K and a whole lot more. You have to fight abroad, right? So there was definitely racial discrimination. But Barry was talking about jobbing everyone out of their money, right? That's what he was talking about. It was a stupid, what he said was stupid because, I don't know. It was dumb. It was dumb. And that's why, they put him out to pasture after that. You don't do no more presses. You don't do no more presses after that. You know what I mean? See, Barry's from that era where, Barry's from the old era, like, you know what I mean? Like, who are the comedians? Let me look some of them up. You know what? Roy Chubby Brown. Let me see. British Legion comedians. Who I'm talking about. No, they ain't got them covered here. They're talking about the modern day ones. But look, he's from where Mike Reed, Bernard Manning, Roy Chubby, and they'd come on and make, and what's his name, Jim Davidson, and they'd come and make racist and sexist jokes, and they used to get away with it, right? And he thought he was being well funny, and it was funny, but it's just the wrong time to make their comments. You can't drop their comments now. You can't drop their comments now. You know what I'm saying? And like, man. To Crawford, it's a shame you haven't met promoters are being friendly, and there's your dad talking about giving slave contracts to fighters. Now we got to call him sir, Mr. Dilly and all that shit. And so it's like, come on, Eddie, it's not that long ago. Not for some of us, it's not that long ago when your dad used to run things in promotions. It's not that long ago. You know what I'm saying? It's not that long ago. It's not that long ago. This connection on the thing is crazy. Just keeps like running out. When Julian Jackson knocked out Harold Graham, where are we talking? When was that? That I can't remember. 90, 91 or whenever it was, 92. Barry promoted that, yeah? Barry promoted that. And when he realized that Julian wouldn't pass a medical in the United Kingdom, you know what he did? He just put the fight in Spain. He just put it on in Spain. He didn't like say, "Oh well, I can't work with a fighter who can't pass a test in the UK." Put the fight on in Spain. If he was to do that today, he'd get mullered. He'd get mullered. But that was just old school practice. They just got around things. You know what I mean? They just got around things. When he put on Bruno and Bugner, he lied to the public. And it's not a big lie. You know what I mean? He said the fight will not be live on television. It won't be on live television. And basically, let's say they started fighting around 9:30 or 9:40. The program probably started while they were still fighting, but they didn't air it. But by the time they aired it, the fight had stopped. So technically, they were arguing if you had a right to say it wasn't live, because he wanted people to show up at the ground, and he didn't get in trouble, but the press pulled him up on that, and that's just what they did back then. They just, just stayed in the margins, barely stayed in the margins of things. You know what I'm saying? And let me tell you, boy, if you think Eddie used to hype people up, bro. You should have seen when Barry was hyping up Herbie Hyde that time. It's online. Flip it now. He was going 100 miles an hour, just gassing up Herbie, bro. Gassing up Herbie Hyde. Crazy. Edgar Berlanga's an idiot, man. I wouldn't say it to his face, but he's an absolute idiot. Just reloading these posts. There's a lot of people furious that Sam Noakes fighting on a top tier card on Sunday. Hey, listen, man. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. He's still on the network. He's not like hidden away in some small hall show. People will see this. Now, listen, he's got a fan base. So people, I'm going to watch it. I'll watch him. I'll watch him on top tier. I'll watch him. As long as I know it's on, I'll watch him. I thought he put up a good fight against Abdullah Mason. I'll watch. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. Trust me, it's not that bad. You see, these days, people don't know when they got it good. But you're on TV? Not on TV. Well, yeah, I've got DAZN on my TV. You know what I mean? You're on TV, you're on the internet, you're on the screen, headlining. It's good, bro. It's good. It's good. It's not that bad. Frank will top up his purse on what little the top tier can pay him. He ain't gonna take no. I mean, he ain't gonna get a huge purse. He get a little something. He get a little something. Lee Eaton is saying big fight plan for summer, needs a win first. No London cards available in time. It's pretty simple. Sam's gonna be in some big fights this year. Yeah, I'm sure he will. I'm sure he will. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. Fraser Clark in deep preparation for Justice Hooney. Tickets start at £44. That must be a crap ticket. £44 at Wembley Stadium, not Wembley, Tottenham Stadium. Fraser said no more. He couldn't take no more getting hit with a medicine ball. I've been told that's terrible training. It just does so much damage. It just does so much damage. Anyway, I haven't had a comment for about 20 minutes, so it's probably time to get off, isn't it? Probably time to get off. Let me see a few more posts. Bivol manager. To me, as it relates to what Bivol would like, IBF mandatory Michael Effort this spring agreed to ticketed for the US USIC card, May 23rd. Then Beterbiev 3, and then either Canelo or Benavidez or a cruiserweight champion. No complaints from me. All right. That's crazy. Not much more news, people, to be honest with you. So who's Katie Taylor going to fight at Croke Park if it's happening? Here we go. John Fury eating again. What's he eating there? Was he eating chips? Everyone laughing around him. Oh dear.